right. He's like, apropos.
He called you out, yeah. But I don't remember the context, so I would have
right.
to
And I was like, I think I used it. It doesn't really matter. What we're going to talk about today in our TOG short rant, our Two Opinion Guys short rant today, we're going to talk about, because we didn't in our podcast, we're going to talk about the election results and where the heck we're at today.
We have been dangerously silent about the election so far.
I know. I feel like I've been deviously silent.
But you know what? You said it best. It's like when one of your favorite sports teams is in the Super Bowl and you're almost like too sick to watch it because you're like, oh, if they lose, it just hurts so bad.
Yeah, it's
a little bit of that.
It's a gross feeling, and you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. But I feel like right now I go, man. I'm not sure I'm like totally saddened by it. But two, I go, I don't think it's been decided. Do you think it's been decided?
I think that something I've learned through this election is that we are way more divided than we thought, because immediately half the country is like appointing him the president before it's like literally legally even a thing.
And even if our president won, the one that you wanted, Biden or Trump, and for me it's Trump, but let's say for you it was Biden. Even if your president won, and Jimmy Kimmel came on and he's like, I can't believe half the country would still vote for this person. We have to recognize that whatever side you're on, there's half the country that feels the opposite direction.
And like, do you want, if you're a Biden supporter, do you want Biden's entire presidency marred with controversy because we refuse to let us get to the bottom and just count the legal votes? That's where I go. Even if you're a Biden supporter, you ought to want this legal recount to happen just so it's like, okay, we're done and he really won, so we can all move on. Because I think we saw in the Trump presidency that there's any speculation of wrongdoing, it just haunts your presidency.
And why is all of it decided so quickly in November? I mean, we have till January 20th, right? January 20th, and all of it, we're like, we need to get this done. We need to get this done. We need to get this done. But we have time to like, let's make sure all of the votes are counted, and all of the votes are legitimate, and all of the signatures are legitimate, and that we have the because what we don't want in this country, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but we do not want fraud. I don't care who you're on. Even if you are adamantly opposed to Donald Trump and you say, I hate him, I despise him, or vice versa, you despise Biden and you go, I do not want him to be president, don't you still want there to be a fair election? Right. Whether your opponent wins or not, and you're like, I'm upset about it, but you can go, that's a fair election, and even though the people are dumb and they voted the direction they did, and you can feel that way, that's fine, but we need to have an honest election.
I think that, and I've talked to a good amount of people who kind of feel the same way, so I'm a little surprised by that, but we want democracy to be intact regardless of who wins the election. And I will say this, post-election, I was ready to be like, okay, looks like Biden won, but then they so quickly jumped on board and prematurely called it that I was like, it seems a little fishy. And now as time goes on, I go, hold on now, maybe, we don't know. So, I mean, it's like they were so quick to call it that I go, yeah, it did make it a little suspicious, and now I'm just curious.
Isn't it interesting, though, that they used fish as that term? I mean, what if they said it's so steaky?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I think we should end on that because that's the best thing I've heard.
All right. Well,
so steaky.
I think it's so steaky. Does that mean
it's this going on a shirt? What was the other word? Fascist or
no? It's fatheist. Fatheist.
Yeah.
It's going on whatever a shirt.
Steaky is going on a shirt.
Oh man, it smells so fishy, which is wrong. Steaky is like, yeah, I can put my steak in that, like a stock. Right, oh. So steaky. Anyway, I think there's a lot to find out and be uncovered, and I'm okay with if it flip-flops and turns the other direction. This is a civil war waiting to happen, and I hope it doesn't, but I am all for making sure we take our time, and maybe this sets a precedent for the next elections to go, you know what, maybe we don't all get our results in one night. Maybe we wait, maybe it takes a week to get, and it's a lot of votes to count, and as advances our technology is, we still have, we still want to have ID, we still want to have signatures, we still want to make sure things are done on time. And I heard somebody compare it to taxes. If you try to pay your taxes late, you didn't show ID, and you didn't sign it, I mean, I don't think you're getting away with that, right?
Or I heard the other one, which is if you're playing poker and you just call yourself the winner but refuse to show your cards, nobody's letting you win that game.
I like that. Yeah, that's probably more relatable. Yeah, scratch what I said. I like that one.
That's less steaky.
Yeah. All right. If you guys want to hear more about, like, if people are willing to change their minds, if I'm willing to change my mind, if you want to look forward to that one, or if Aaron's willing to change his mind, are you willing to change your mind? We'll find out. We'll find out if he's willing to. You can listen to episode 24, coming out on Thursday. Thursday. All right. Let us know if you have any comments. Let us know.
Thanks, guys.